Proverbs, chapter 13, the Passion Translation. Subheader: Living Wisely. A wise son or daughter desires a father's discipline, but the know-it-all never listens to correction. The words of the wise are kind and easy to swallow, but the unbeliever just wants to pick a fight and argue. Guard your words and you'll guard your life. But if you don't control your tongue, it will ruin everything. The slacker wants it all and ends up with nothing. But the hard worker ends up with all that he longed for. Lovers of God hate what is phony and false. But the wicked are full of shame and behave shamefully. Righteousness is like a shield of protection, guarding those who keep their integrity. But sin is the downfall of the wicked. One pretends to be rich, but is poor. Another pretends to be poor, but is quite rich. The self-assurance of the rich is their money. But people don't kidnap and extort the poor. The virtues of God's lovers shine brightly in the darkness. But the flickering lamp of the ungodly will be extinguished. Wisdom opens your heart to receive wise counsel, but pride closes your ears to advice and gives birth only to quarrels and strife. Wealth quickly gained is quickly wasted. Easy come, easy go. But if you gradually gain wealth, you will watch it grow. When hope's dream seems to drag on and on, the delay can be depressing. But when at last your dream comes true, life's sweetness will satisfy your soul. Despise the word, will you? Then you'll pay the price, and it won't be pretty. But the one who honors the Father's holy instructions will be rewarded. When the lovers of God teach you truth, a fountain of life opens up within you, and their wise instruction will deliver you from the ways of death. Everyone admires a wise, sensible person, but the treacherous walk on the path of ruin. Everything a wise and shrewd man does comes from a source of revelation knowledge. But the behavior of a fool puts foolishness on parade. An undependable messenger causes a lot of trouble, but the trustworthy and wise messengers release healing wherever they go. Poverty and disgrace come to the one who refuses to hear criticism, but the one who is easy to correct is on the path of honor. When God fulfills your longings, sweetness fills your soul. But the wicked refuse to turn from darkness to see their desires come to pass. If you want to grow in wisdom, spend time with the wise. Walk with the wicked, and you'll eventually become just like them. Calamity chases the sin chaser, but prosperity pursues the God lover. The benevolent man leaves an inheritance that endures to his children's children. But the wealth of the wicked is treasured up for the righteous. The lovers of God will live a long life and get to enjoy their wealth, but the ungodly will suddenly perish. If you withhold correction and punishment from your children, you demonstrate a lack of true love. So prove your love and be prompt to punish them. The lovers of God will have more than enough, but the wicked will always lack what they crave. Proverbs chapter 13, Amplified Translation. Subheader: Contrast the upright and the wicked. A wise son heeds and accepts and is the result of his father's discipline and instruction. But a scoffer does not listen to reprimand and does not learn from his errors. From the fruit of his mouth a wise man enjoys good, but the desire of the treacherous is for violence. The one who guards his mouth, thinking before he speaks, protects his life. The one who opens his lips wide and chatters without thinking comes to ruin. The soul, appetite of the lazy person craves and gets nothing, for lethargy overcomes ambition. But the soul, the appetite of the diligent who works willingly, is rich and abundantly supplied. A righteous man hates lies, but a wicked man is loathsome, and he acts shamefully. Righteousness, being in right standing with God, guards the one whose way is blameless. But wickedness undermines and overthrows the sinner. There is one who pretends to be rich, yet has nothing at all. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. The ransom for a man's life is his wealth, but the poor man does not even have to listen to a rebuke or threats from the envious. The light of the righteous within him grows brighter and rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked is a temporary light and goes out. Through pride and presumption come nothing but strife, but skillful in godly wisdom is with those who welcome well-advised counsel. Wealth obtained by fraud dwindles, but he who gathers gradually by honest labor will increase his riches. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when desire is fulfilled, it is a tree of life. Whoever despises the word and counsel of God brings destruction upon himself, but he who reverently fears and respects the commandment of God will be rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain and source of life, so that one may avoid the snares of death. Good understanding wins favor from others, but the way of the faithful is hard, like barren, dry soil. Every prudent and self-disciplined man acts with knowledge, but a close-minded fool who refuses to learn displays his foolishness for all to see. A wicked messenger falls into hardship, but a faithful ambassador brings healing. Poverty and shame will come to him who refuses instruction and discipline, but he who accepts and learns from reproof or censure is honored. Desire realized is sweet to the soul, but it is detestable to fools to turn away from evil, which they have planned. He who walks as a companion with wise men will be wise, but the companions of conceited, dull-witted fools are fools themselves and will experience harm. Adversity pursues sinners, but the consistently upright will be rewarded with prosperity. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the hands of the righteous. Abundant food is in the fallow, uncultivated ground of the poor, but without protection it is swept away by injustice. He who withholds the rod of discipline hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines and trains him diligently and appropriately with wisdom and love. The consistently righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite, but the stomach of the wicked is in need of bread. Proverbs 13, New Living Translation. A wise child accepts a parent's discipline. A mocker refuses to listen to correction. Wise words will win you a good meal, but treacherous people have an appetite for violence. Those who control their tongue will have a long life. Opening your mouth can ruin everything. Lazy people want much, but get little. But those who work hard will prosper. The godly hate lies. The wicked cause shame and disgrace. Godliness guards the path of the blameless, but the evil are misled by sin. Some who are poor pretend to be rich. Others who are rich pretend to be poor. The rich can pay a ransom for their lives, but the poor won't even get threatened. The life of the godly is full of light and joy, but the light of the wicked will be snuffed out. Pride leads to conflict. Those who take advice are wise. Wealth from get-rich-quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. People who despise advice are asking for trouble. Those who respect a command will succeed. The instruction of the wise is like a life-giving fountain. Those who accept it avoid the snares of death. A person with good sense is respected. A treacherous person is headed for destruction. Wise people think before they act. Fools don't, and even brag about their foolishness. An unreliable messenger stumbles into trouble, but a reliable messenger brings healing. If you ignore criticism, you will end in poverty and disgrace. If you accept correction, you will be honored. It is pleasant to see dreams come true, but fools refuse to turn from evil to attain them. Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble. Trouble chases sinners, while blessings reward the righteous. Good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly. A poor person's farm may produce much food, but injustice sweeps it all away. Those who spare the rod of discipline hate their children. Those who love their children care enough to discipline them. The godly eat to their heart's content, but the belly of the wicked goes hungry.